Welcome back to another deep dive. Today we're exploring a really fascinating space, I think, where music, altered states of consciousness, and, well, personal transformation seem to,
Yeah.
not just connected.
No, they're deeply intertwined.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the big question is, can sound really take us on this kind of journey, this journey of self-discovery, and maybe even finding a sense of community, of belonging through rhythm?
It's a profound question, definitely. And for this deep dive, we're zoning in on 1989 Warehouse Requiem. It's an album by TATANKA.
Right.
It paints this incredibly vivid picture of an LSD-fueled rave. But what makes it really hit home, I think, is how it's connected to a real-world story, a personal narrative.
So it's not just abstract.
Not at all. This isn't just about the music itself or even just the psychedelics on their own. It's about getting into some really deep human experiences. Transformation, basically.
Okay, so our mission today, for you listening, is to kind of unpack this. How can music in these altered states genuinely act as vehicles,
Yeah.
for transcendence?
Yeah. How does that actually work?
And how does something like a rave, how does it shift from just being a party to something that feels almost, well, sacred?
And the crucial bit.
Right, the integration. How do you take these massive, maybe overwhelming experiences and actually weave them into personal healing? Like, what's the secret there?
Well, maybe a good starting point is an idea from the neuroscientist Mendel Kalim.
Yep.
He talks about music being like a climate in which the individual feels deeply acknowledged.
Wow, climate. I like that.
It's a powerful way to put it, isn't it? Just keep that thought in mind, because I think we'll see it echo through, well, pretty much everything we discuss.
That idea of music as a climate for acknowledgement, that really hits home. I mean, haven't we all felt that? Like a song just gets you.
Totally.
And this album, 1989 Warehouse Requiem, it seems to really bring that feeling to life. It's this 12-phase acid house concept album.
Right.
And it's meticulously put together, isn't it, to capture one woman's journey, a really transformative journey through this rave fueled by LSD.
You really experience it with her.
Yeah, you hear how the music, the drug, her sense of self even, it all starts to kind of dissolve, merge into this state of unity.
And, while it's set on this specific night back in '89, what it captures feels timeless.
How so?
Well, it's that interplay, isn't it, between the inner awakening, the kind of communal ritual happening, and then that clarity that washes over you afterwards.
Wow, right. The coming down, but maybe something more.
Exactly. So as we dig into the album, we'll look at it through those lenses. Music and psychedelics enabling transcendence, the rave becoming this almost spiritual space, and then that vital inner journey, bringing all back.
What strikes me is how the album portrays sound itself as the guide. Through this altered perception, you can almost hear the protagonist dissolving into, like, rhythmic light and those iconic 303 acid lines, that squelchy sound.
Oh, yeah, that classic sound. It's unmistakable.
It absolutely brings us back to what Kaylin said, that climate. You feel her being completely embraced, just enveloped by the beat and the bass.
And there's a biological basis for this. LSD is known to significantly heighten auditory sensitivity.
Really?
Yeah, and emotional connectivity, too. So sound can essentially bypass your thinking brain, your intellect,
Wow.
and strike right at the limbic core, the emotional center.
Okay.
And this can lead to things like synesthesia, where senses blend, and often this profound sense of mystical union, feeling connected to everything.
And the album tracks reflect that.
Definitely. Tracks like Smile Religion or All of Us All at Once, they really map onto the classic stages you see in psychedelic therapy.
Like what stages?
Well, the onset, the feeling of things starting to shift. Then dissolution, where the ego starts to fade, followed by insight, those aha moments, and then the return coming back.
Okay.
And the music does this using, layered production, shifting tempos, BPMs. It creates this incredibly immersive sonic container. It's not just background music.
No, it's like a vehicle, a sonic vehicle for soul travel, as you put it.
Exactly.
It makes me think, this isn't entirely new, is it? This connection between sound and altered states. It sounds a lot like indigenous practices.
You're absolutely right. Think about shamans using repetitive drumming.
Right, or chanting.
Or Icaros, those sacred songs used in Amazonian ceremonies.
Yeah.
They're used specifically to guide consciousness.
And acid house, with its squelching sounds and atmospheric textures.
It serves a surprisingly similar function here. The beat becomes like a mantra.
And the repetition isn't boring, it's revealing.
Precisely. It becomes revelation. The protagonist, and you as the listener, you don't just hear the music anymore. You kind of become it.
But it's not just happening inside her head, is it? The space itself changes.
That's the other fascinating part. The transformation of the environment.
Yeah, the 1989 warehouse rave in the album. It's get way more than just a party. It becomes this ceremonial space, a place where the usual boundaries just melt away.
From the moment she takes the tab.
Yeah, and steps into the crowd. It's framed like a passage, right? Like a symbolic death and rebirth. Almost like old tribal rites.
And the figures in that space take on new roles.
Totally. The DJ isn't just playing tracks. They're like the priest.
Yeah.
And the sound system, the stacks of speakers, they're the altar.
It's compelling how these raves, maybe intuitively, maybe consciously, used architecture and timing, just like ancient rites did, to help induce these trance states.
What do you mean? Like the physical space?
Yeah, think about the progression of light throughout the night, or lack thereof. The enclosed, dark spaces.
Right.
And the very deliberate sequencing of the music, how the DJ builds the energy, drops it, brings it back. It echoes elements of a guided ceremony.
And track titles even hint at this, don't they? Like Walls That Pulse in No.
Exactly, or Room of Nowhere. They really underscore that atmosphere.
And the crowd isn't just a crowd anymore.
No, it transforms into this single pulsing entity, a swarm, as the narrative describes it. The floor becomes a living organism.
And the dilated eyes?
Yeah.
It's not just the drug.
It's like a spiritual reawakening, a reanimation happening right there on the dance floor.
So what's going on with the group? With everyone moving together like that? There's a concept for this, isn't there?
Yeah, it reminds me strongly of Victor Turner's idea of communitas.
Communitas? Explain that a bit.
Well, Turner described it as this unstructured, kind of egalitarian community that pops up in liminal spaces.
Liminal?
Yeah.
Like thresholds in between places.
Exactly. Places where normal social structures and norms are suspended. And that perfectly describes the rave, doesn't it?
It really does. A space without the usual hierarchies or judgment or societal roles.
Yeah. Everyone's just there, raw, vulnerable, maybe sweaty.
Definitely sweaty.
Bound by the rhythm. And in that state, the rave becomes this kind of sacred mirror, reflecting something essential back to the participants.
But the experience doesn't just end when the music fades out, right? That's often just the beginning of something else.
Absolutely. The most crucial part, arguably, happens next. Integration.
Coming back to reality, but changed.
Yes. And the final tracks of 1989 Warehouse Requiem really focus on this. There's that track, Shoes in One Hand, Sunrise in the Other.
I love that title.
It paints such a picture, right? She's walking home barefoot, and she is clearly not the same person who walked into that warehouse hours before.
How is she different?
The album portrays it as a soft awakening. Her senses are heightened, but gently. Trees seem to shimmer with life. Everything looks new.
So integration. What does that actually mean in this context?
I think of it as the spiritual digestion of the journey.
Okay.
It's the process of taking that intense, spectacular, maybe even chaotic experience and transforming it into lasting wisdom, into something you can actually use in your life.
And the music reflects this too.
Yeah, tracks like Question of Self and Reassembly and Soft Focus. You can hear her fragmented identity starting to knit itself back together.
Not back to how it was before, though.
No, definitely not. Into something truer, perhaps more whole. It connects to these really profound ideas you find in mysticism, like Rumi saying,
You are not a drop in the ocean.
You are the entire ocean in a drop. Or Thich Nhat Hanh's beautiful image, I am a wave on the ocean, I am also the ocean.
Ah, realizing that deep interconnectedness.
Exactly, that the separation we usually feel isn't the whole story.
So for you listening, the takeaway here is that this whole arc, from the intense immersion, the dissolution, to this calm, grounded reflection, it really shows the potential, doesn't it?
The huge potential.
The potential of psychedelics and ritual working together to spark real personal evolution.
It reframes things.
It does. The rave isn't just escapism anymore. It's maybe an initiation.
And the acid isn't just a drug. It's potentially medicine.
And she emerges not just as someone who went to a party, but as a witness to beauty, someone changed by the experience.
Which is a great point to bring in Veena's story.
Yes, because this isn't just theoretical, is it? Veena's story is such a powerful, real-world example of these themes playing out.
It really is.
So give us the background. Veena is a trans woman.
Yes. Born to Guyanese Hindu parents, grew up in the Bronx, and after coming out, she faced enormous loss. Her job, her fiancé, even contact with her mother. just devastating.
Wow.
But the narrative emphasizes that what she hadn't lost was the music.
And music was the constant.
It seems so, and eventually her journey led her to one of TATANKA's live events, Orchestra Americana.
Okay, what was that like?
It was held in this converted Masonic hall in Denver. Very immersive, very ceremonial, not just a concert.
How so?
It combined deep, resonant 808 kicks, that sub-bass sound, with things like cedar flute and Lakota vocal lines, a real blend of ancient and modern. And at one point, a voice apparently whispered, "You are safe to shed."
Powerful.
Incredibly. And for Veena, the music wasn't about erasing her difficult past, but about weaving it all together, integrating all parts of her identity, her history.
And there was that moment, that communal moment.
Yes. Apparently a woman next to her didn't just hold her hand, but mirrored her hand gesture. And in that moment, Veena felt she was simply part of the waveform, just connected, not alone.
That's beautiful. And the integration phase afterwards.
Marked by the music softening, the bass line becoming gentler, field recordings of birdsong coming in.
Like the dawn after the rave?
Exactly. And it culminated in this core message: the body is not a cage, it is a chorus.
The body is not a cage, it is a chorus. That's profound.
Isn't it? And what's truly inspiring is what Veena did next. She launched Bassline Benediction.
Tell us about that.
It's a community healing group specifically for trans femmes of color, and it uses music therapy.
Amazing.
And she apparently tells every newcomer, you're not here to become someone else. You're here to come home to your sound.
Come home to your sound.
Yeah. Her story is just this incredible celebration of identity reclaimed. It shows how music can become both sanctuary and sword, especially for marginalized communities.
It's a safe space and a tool for empowerment.
Precisely. Opening portals, as the source puts it, for voices that haven't always been heard. It reminds us, sound isn't neutral. It carries memory, culture, history, and possibility.
Thinking about the album itself, 1989 Warehouse Requiem, the artistry is just incredible, isn't it? It's like a mythic story of transformation, but told entirely with sound.
Absolutely. And technically the way it's constructed is quite clever. The tracks are separate pieces, but they're mixed like a seamless DJ set.
So it flows like a real night.
Oh, it emulates that experience.
Yeah.
And the track durations. They aren't random. They start shorter, get longer in the middle, then shorten again towards the end.
Like waves, like the waves of the experience itself.
Exactly. Mimicking those waves of discovery, immersion, and then returning.
And the sound itself. They were going for something specific.
Very specific. The description mentions a sound that's vintage yet cinematic. Gritty, like the warehouse setting, but also sacred.
How did they achieve that?
It starts sparse, raw 909 kicks, metallic claps, whispering pads. Very analog. Then it builds.
With the acid lines.
With those classic squelching TB-303 bass lines taking center stage, hypnotic arpeggios, filtered breakbeats adding texture, lots of deep reverb creating space.
And then it shifts again, towards the end.
Right. As the night progresses towards dawn in the album, the sound evolves. You get warmer chords, more lush ambient synths washing over you, these gentle sunrise kind of tones.
And the tempo changes too.
Yeah, the BPM shift subtly throughout, mirroring those internal states, the build-up, the peak, the surreal moments, and then that final soulful calm.
You can really track that layering across the album phases, like the first few tracks, Tab at the Threshold, Bassline Baptism.
Yeah, tracks 1 to 4, representing arrival and euphoria. That's where you get the cold analog percussion, tight loops, minimal vocal stabs. The energy is building, the filter resonance slowly increasing.
Raw and driving.
Exactly. Then you hit the middle section, tracks 5 through 8 roughly, mirrors in the mouths, walls that pulse and know, glass thoughts stripping down.
This is the deeper part of the journey. Surreal, maybe disintegration.
Right. And the sound reflects that. Heavier 303 modulation affects pan-wide across the stereo field, delayed vocal textures, reverse samples creating disorientation, deep sub-bass pulses, even pitch-warped transitions. It's weird in a good way.
And then the final phase, tracks 9 to 12. All of us, all at once. Sunrise is a sound.
Reassembly and soft focus, shoes in one hand. Yeah, this is communion reflection, dawn.
So the sound softens.
It becomes warmer. Chord progressions emerge, maybe reminiscent of early Detroit techno. You get pads, those faint bird songs mixed subtly with crowd sounds fading out. The tempo decays slowly, more space opens up in the music. sonic breathing room.
It's really a masterclass in sonic storytelling
Absolutely. So when you boil it all down, what we've really seen is this powerful reminder, isn't it?
of how music and altered states can work together.
Yeah, that alchemy, how they can unlock these transcendent states, and how a space like a rave can genuinely function as a modern ritual.
Not just a party.
Not just a party, and maybe most importantly, how these big experiences, if they're thoughtfully integrated,
Digested, as you said.
can profoundly change our relationship with the world and definitely with ourselves.
And for you, the listener, perhaps the universal message in all of this is how sound, especially when it's shared with intention, becomes this right of belonging. Especially maybe for people who've been told for too long that they don't belong.
Which leads us perfectly to a final thought to leave you with, building on Vina's story and that incredible line.
The body is not a cage, it is a chorus.
If that's true, then the question becomes, how can each of us find our own unique sound within that chorus, within this huge symphony of existence? And maybe more importantly, how can we learn to truly resonate with it fully?